Welcome back to Fox Eyes on the Hill Live this Sunday morning. Presidential historian and prognosticator Allan Lichtman has chosen Democrat Kamala Harris to win the 2024 election, and he's standing by it. He has some clout here. Lichtman correctly predicted the winner of 9 out of the last 10 presidential elections in the 80s. Lichtman developed what's known as the keys to the White House, 13 historical factors he uses to predict the winner. Those factors include 4 based on politics, 7 on performance, and 2 on the candidate's personality. Joining us now live this morning, Allan Lichtman returns to the program. And good to see you, my friend. So you've been getting a little bit of pushback lately on your Harris prediction, but you're standing by this.
Absolutely. Look, I got much more pushback on my prediction in 2016 of a Donald Trump win, which you can imagine did not make me very popular in 90% Democratic D.C., where I teach at American University. I am used to pushback. I've been getting it for 42 years, Tom. But I'll have to tell you, I have never experienced the kind of hate that has been heaped upon me this time. I have had the most vulgar, scurrilous, violent, threatening kinds of communications heaped on me. The safety of my family has been compromised. We've had to put the police on notice, secure our property. And I absolutely attribute this to the toxic politics of Donald Trump. Before Donald Trump, never saw anything remotely like this.
So you, and I know from our history together, the economy, the direction it's heading, it's one indication that you use, one of the predictors. Why are you standing by this when what we see in the polls almost is a dead heat in most of the polls?
Well, I stood by my prediction in 2016 when the pollsters were virtually unanimously against it. The most eminent group of pollsters, the Princeton University Consortium, had Hillary Clinton at a 99% chance of winning. I stuck with my prediction of Obama in 2012 when the polls turned against him after a disastrous first debate with Romney. I predicted George H.W. Bush when he was 17 points behind Mike Dukakis in May of 1988, the election year. I predicted Ronald Reagan almost 3 years in advance when the polls showed 60% of Americans thought he was too old to run.
Right. So Allan, we know you're sticking by the prediction, though. Why? What do you see? What do you see amongst your predictors that people should know about as to why you feel strongly about this?
Yeah, the way it works is 6 of my 13 keys have to go against the White House party, and I only have 4 going against them. Mandate based on U.S. House elections, incumbency, foreign policy failure because of the disaster in the Middle East, and incumbent charisma because Harris is not of Franklin Roosevelt. That's 2 keys short of the 6 keys needed to predict defeat under my system. And my system developmentally goes all the way back to 1860, when we had no automobiles, no planes, no radio, no television. Women couldn't vote. African Americans were enslaved. So it covers enormous changes in America. 160 years now. Could something so catastrophically change the pattern? Of course. I'm not psychic Gene Dixon with a crystal ball. I'm not Speaker Mike Johnson who thinks the Almighty talks to him. My system is based on history. And yes, history could conceivably change, but you wouldn't know it until afterwards. That's why when people said in 2008, got to change your prediction of Obama. America's not ready to elect an African American. Or 2016, got to change your prediction of Trump. We've never seen a candidate before bragging on tape about sexually assaulting women. But I don't change my prediction on the fly in response to the polls or the conventional wisdom. If I did that, I'd be useless as a forecaster. Might as well just go with the polls.
All right. Well, you know, it's been fascinating over these last couple of election cycles to watch you do this and to watch you do it accurately. So I am looking forward to having you back on the program after the election, and we can discuss, what went right or what went wrong. And given your track record, it's probably going to be what went right. But Allan Lichtman, we thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing how your prediction holds up. All right.
Sounds good. Take
As
care.
we continue.